Well, folks, Donald Trump has already chickened out of another debate with Vice President Kamala Harris. And honestly, who can really blame him after she just absolutely torched him in the debate? And then the next day, the internet was just absolutely ablaze with him getting dragged and burned and laughed at all over social media. So I'm sure he realized it wasn't a good idea to walk back on another stage with her. I'm sure his campaign realized that it wasn't a good idea, and so now he's already wussed out of a potential uh, another debate with Vice President Kamala Harris. This whole thing, though, is pretty uncommon because we normally get our three debates anytime it's a presidential election year. We've had people in the past that didn't do too well and then came back and did better, or vice versa. I remember, when Mitt Romney and Obama debated for the first time, Obama didn't do as good as a lot of people expected. A lot of people thought he lost that debate, but he came back and absolutely scorched Romney in the next two. It's happened before where someone's had a bad debate performance and then came out swinging. I don't remember Barack Obama saying, I won't step back on a stage with Mitt Romney. There won't be another one. I don't remember Mitt Romney saying he wouldn't do a third one. So, there's so many cases that I could point to and say, hey, these were some pretty intense debates, but we still got the three debates. I mean, you could go all the way back to Nixon sweating against Kennedy and say, well, they still had their debates. But Donald Trump has completely wimped out, and I think it's hilarious. This was his post, though, on Truth Social. He said, when a prize fighter loses a fight, the first word, there you go, still in my boxing analogies. When a prize fighter loses a fight, the words out of his mouth are, I want a rematch. Polls clearly show that I won the debate, not true, against Comrade Kamala Harris, the Democrats' radical left candidate, on a Tuesday night, and she immediately called for a second debate. She and Crooked Joe have destroyed our country with millions of criminals and mentally deranged people pouring into the USA, totally unchecked and unvetted, and with inflation bankrupting the middle class. Everyone knows this. And all of the other problems caused by Kamala and Joe, it was discussed in great detail. No, it wasn't. During the first debate with Joe and second debate with Comrade Kamala Harris. She was a no-show for the Fox News debate and refused to do NBC and CBS. Kamala should focus on what she should have done during the last 4-year period. There will be no third debate. Okay, I'm not going to let him steal my boxing analogies here. Usually someone will ask for a rematch immediately if they felt like it was a really close fight or if it was a split decision and they disagreed with the judges on the decision. Then a lot of times they'll immediately ask for a rematch. But I'll tell you, when someone don't ask for one, it's when they just absolutely get floored so convincingly that even they realize, you know what, I don't have a chance against this person. Michael Spinks didn't ask for a rematch against Mike Tyson back in '88 because he got ragdolled in 90 seconds. And Trump got ragdolled himself. And now he's trying to spin this. And he's trying to gaslight everybody here by going, hey, she's begging me for a debate. I had her beat. I beat her 92% to 7%, or whatever the hell he's saying. And some people would say, well, he's delusional to think that. I don't think it's that he's delusional. I think he realizes that he got his ass handed to him, so he's just making this stuff up to make himself feel better. And he wants to talk about, that tweet is basically just the same tired rhetoric. He's just going right back to the same old thing, talking about how the country's burning down, everything's doom and gloom, and Kamala should have worried about it. Kamala should have fixed it. He's just trying to pass the buck over to her and keep moving. Because he doesn't want to get back on that stage, no different than Michael Spinks didn't want to get in the ring with Tyson again. That's what this is. And here is a clip right here that's pretty comical because Tulsi Gabbard is trying to defend this decision. And of course, it was all rigged against him. Roll the clip.
Former President Trump announced today on Truth Social that he will not do another debate against Kamala Harris. What is the thinking behind that decision?
I haven't gotten any kind of insider brief that I can share with you, but for me, if I had to guess, President Trump went into a debate where it was 3 versus 1. It was completely biased. It was the propaganda media that's in the pocket of Kamala Harris and the Democrat elite going up against Donald Trump. It is political theater that they want to use as a means to spread their propaganda. And why would he? Why would he walk into that again? I think if he were to do any kind of debate, it would have to be he would have to be guaranteed a completely neutral setting. But the thing is, none of these propaganda media who like to call themselves journalists when they're not, they can't be trusted. And ABC just proved that point. So I don't disagree with his decision. I can see why he doesn't want a redo of that ambush and attack.
Well, so we would have enjoyed watching it, but Tulsi, it's great to see you as always. Thank you so much.
Nice
All
to see
right,
you,
a
Laura.
vote for Kamala.
So basically what she did right there was just project exactly who MAGA is onto us and play their same old tired hits of, it was all rigged against him. It was so unfair. He needs a neutral setting. No, what we needed was actually more fact checking. We needed, I feel like, my good buddy Coach D said that the debate should have been longer so that they could have spent more time talking about things, and he should have had to have explained more things. And if he had have had to explain things, trust me, he would have absolutely crashed and burned a lot sooner. But here is a clip from a GOP pollster on Fox News, and she's flat out saying here that it's not smart for Trump to take another debate after such a disastrous performance. Roll this clip.
Begin with you first and the fallout. I mean, you talk to, big donors in the Republican Party. You're well connected to those in the Republican Party. So from a political standpoint, is it better in their mind that Donald Trump not debate again, that performance he had with Kamala Harris was such that it might not be such a good idea? What do you think?
100% on that. I think a lot of the donors, or at least the ones that I was texting with the night of the debate, were not exactly thrilled about how that debate went down. What I will tell you, I do think it's smart for Donald Trump not to do the debate. I think that was a good decision with the campaign, and I'll tell you why. Because depending on when that debate will be scheduled, and if he has another repeat performance like he did, I don't know if the campaign can recover that quickly. I don't think they have enough time to recover from that. So you've got to keep in mind we've got 54 days before the election, and if there is another, by the time the debate's set, and by the time it happens, you've got to have ads ready. You've got to, be able to respond to anything that would be negative. So I think due to the timing, the debate, not doing it, I think was a wise decision.
So, folks, before we wrap this video up, I do want to remind everybody that I have extended my Patreon. We've got 3 tiers now. And if you like the kind of content I do and want some exclusive content over on Patreon, be sure to check out the link that is in this video here to the Patreon. We don't have outside investors here on the channel. So if you want to contribute to what it is I do, be sure to go over and check it out. We're going to have a lot of fun over there on Patreon with a lot of exclusive content. A lot of lives will take place over there. I'm really excited about pumping out more content there and building up that platform. So if you haven't already, be sure to go over and check it out. And if you have, thank you guys so much. But did you hear what she said right there? That the donor she was talking to was saying, yeah, we're not happy with this. And they realized that if it come down to the wire, can you imagine if he had another performance like that, say 2 weeks before the election? Can you imagine if people were rolling? Imagine if the election was next Tuesday. Imagine that. People would be like, man, we're going to vote for the guy that was screaming they're going to eat the dog. So, yeah, he's chickened out, and they're advising him to chicken out. And that tells you everything you need to know about him. And that tells you that he does not deserve to ever be back near the Oval Office again and making decisions for people's lives and putting all his band of yes men and women around him that will do whatever his bidding is. The guy's not fit for office. And he's proven it every day. He proved it on stage with Kamala Harris, and now he's proven it by not debating her. Can you imagine? I hate to do whataboutisms, but I'm going to. Can you imagine if Kamala had came out and said, well, and what's funny? She could have said, you know what? I owned his ass. I don't need to do that again. But had she done that, they would have painted her as the biggest coward ever and said that if she couldn't debate him, she couldn't lead. If you ever go looking for consistency with MAGA, you'll never find it. So don't hold your breath and go looking for that. But yeah, this is him wimping out. And I'm going to point it out every day to the MAGA trolls in my comment section. Your guy did not have the guts to come back for a rematch. It'll be interesting to see if Kamala can bait him back into another one. I would love to see another one. I mean, I want to see one Hell, give us one like the Thursday before that Tuesday. Let us have it. Let us hear him one more time. Give us one the night before, so that we all go to the polls with that fresh on our mind. I'm sure if any MAGA troll is still hanging in here at this point in the video at the end here, they're going, no, we don't want people to be thinking about that the next day, because there is no way that any reasonable person saw that debate. Any reasonable person, I say. Reasonable people saw that debate and they saw what happened. But MAGA lives in a world where the only way they can explain it away is to cook up a conspiracy theory and say, oh, she was given the answers in advance. Oh, she had an earpiece in. Oh, we can't believe that she out. No, the rest of the world is sitting back going, yeah, we absolutely knew that she would smoke your guy because she's the better candidate. She's the adult in the room. She's the sane person in the room. And everybody is tired of the same old rhetoric. And folks, Kamala has said it best, and we're going to continue to say it all the way to Election Day. We are not going back.